Imagine a league built by the people, for the people. A league dedicated to the economic development of your city. So the question becomes, how good are the 32 teams that play in the minor football league? Well, there's only one way to find out. You have to experience the MFL. The MFL.
Welcome to another edition of Inside the MFL. I'm your host, Richard Myles Sr. Did you hear me say Junior? My son will like that. This is a special edition of Inside the MFL. It's 100 and some degrees out there. I want everybody to take precaution and make sure you wear your face mask because, believe me, this epidemic is real and a lot of people don't understand the fact that you have to wear those face masks. I have my special guest today. With me, I have Thirston Hall for my Texas Cardinals franchise, and also we have Pat Freeman up there, and also in Rochester, New York. I want to say welcome, gentlemen. Welcome on, gentlemen.
How you doing there, Mr. Miles?
How are you?
Okay, and we got my other guest. We're gonna do a whole round table here. I'm gonna bring Reginald Grant on, my other guest. Gentlemen, are you there, Fred? I'm gonna bring Reggie. Okay, Reggie, we got Reggie here now, gentlemen. We all here, and this is like I say, this is a special edition of Inside the MFL. Okay, I got my GMs here. First of all, I want to congratulate Pat Freeman. Pat Freeman, one of the owners of the MFL franchise up in Rochester, New York. I want to say congratulations to Pat Freeman. Pat doing a great job. Also, Thirston Hall, he's the general manager up in Texas for the Cardinals. So I'm excited about that. And I brought Reginald Grant on, gentlemen. I got Reggie here today because Reggie is somebody we're going to do business with. But you got to watch Reggie now. Reggie hard on everybody. I went out there to LA. He gave me a hard time. Didn't even give me nothing to drink out there. It was so hot. Just showed me that big, beautiful. They got a beautiful holiday. He got this beautiful facility out there, man. When they do apparel and stuff, they do the NFL apparel and everything. He told me the MFL was too small for him, Pat. He said he'll see what he can do for it. Welcome, gentlemen. How you doing today? Let's start off with Pat. Like I say, Pat. I want to congratulate you for being one of the franchise owners of the MFL. What does it mean to have the MFL in Rochester, Pat?
Oh, it's huge. We're going to make a big difference in the community, bringing all of the MFL programs to the people of Rochester. We've had a tremendous amount of interest in the city of Rochester, but most importantly, in the entire region of Western New York, Southern Ontario, and Northern Pennsylvania. We have really had a good amount of feedback coming our way. A lot of people are very excited about the MFL coming to this region. So I think it's a big thing, and I think people are really excited about the minor football league putting its imprint on the Western New York, Southern Ontario area.
And I have to tell you about Pat. Pat is a guy, you ain't gonna outwork Pat. And I had the pleasure of meeting Pat years ago at one of the Super Bowls down in Atlanta. And this guy right here was just exemplified professionalism with media. So we'll get a little more into that. But let me bring on Thirston Hall. He's our GM down there in Texas. Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great there, Mr. Miles. How about you?
Oh man, we're glad we want to welcome you aboard. What does it mean to have the MFL there in Texas, down in Texas?
Oh, sir, we couldn't do that to experience the NFL. A lot of different age people now that question more information, want to go to the website, and look at it because they've never had it. There has never been a league in this area. None of them here that they can look at, and they're going to bring, probably bring jobs. Now, this is a lot of, and just down here in East Texas alone, this is something that requires so many attention now that I have had to speak to these people now and let them know that, hey, it's here. And they're like, you know what? If you need something, no, we want to be a part. So we're taking step by step, looking into it, that we have all the right people in place like this. So thanks to you, Mr. Myles. This is going to do something that will change people's views on so many aspects of it.
And also I have to bring my good friend Reggie Grant on, because he's a good friend of mine. They do some great things with the Watkins Award, and I came there and visited him out there, way out there, flew out to California. He didn't give me nothing to drink, Pat, and everything. I want to bring the MFL to him and let him know we real. How you doing there, Reggie?
I'm exceptional, and thank you so much for having me on today. I am in beautiful Los Angeles, California, and it's mild out here, so that's why I live here. Pay this high rent mortgage payment because you pay for the sunshine. But again, I want to commend all of you guys for being entrepreneurs, for being that leader in our community, leaders in our community that are showing the young people and other people that it's so important that we have economic empowerment. You have to be able and willing to bet on yourself. And that's what being in business is all about. So I commend you, Richard. I commend the owners of the teams. I commend the whole program that you've set on fire with this opportunity for us to be in ownership situations. And I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. As a matter of fact, I have a new book called Entrepreneurial Guide to Starting Your Business for all those millions out there that are now in a situation where they're underemployed, unemployed, or unappreciated. You need to be like these gentlemen here. Start your own business. I do work with retired NFL players and the Players Congress, and we are a for-profit business about making money, about empowering ourselves, and that's the playerscongress.com, and you can find me at reginaldgrant.com.
Reggie, before I go into tell them about your company. I mean, you got all the big companies all the big pro entities that you all do the apparel for. But so my owners and GM get an opportunity to know exactly what you do when we do business with you. Because Pat knows we'll fly out there, won't we, Pat? And
yes, sir.
They don't give us nothing to drink. We're going to walk out of there.
Come on out, and I'll make sure you get something to drink.
Okay, Gatorade. Tell them a little
you can leave him at home.
Tell them about your company, Reggie.
But the Players Congress is a for-profit business entity owned and operated by former NFL players. We started the business to make our own money, to not have to go and beg the owners for stuff or beg anybody. We don't need a handout. We just need an opportunity. And so Bob Grant is the leader of our organization, the chairman of the board. He started the organization, and we do manufacture. We brought the NFL license to the table for the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, NASCAR, NHL, Disney Board, all the big companies who manufacture jackets. We're the largest manufacturer of licensed jackets outside China. It's actually a 250,000 square foot facility. And we are looking always to do business with people that look like us whenever the opportunity presents. So however we can add value, willing to do that and able to do that on many front. And that's the playerscongress.com, playerscongress.com.
Well, that's exciting. And I went out there. They got a great facility out there. I looked at, they can mass produce stuff. So maybe we'll get on that level shortly where we can start ordering stuff from y'all. I'm about economic empowerment because the MFL is the laboratory of change. But let me get back to Pat for a minute. Pat, I mean, the press release is going out this week. How do you? And I know you got a lot of support up there, being a traveling man. I'm quite sure I never had that opportunity. Maybe one day I'll get to be a traveling man. But Pat, I mean, you've been doing so much up there. Give MFL Nation a little bit your background before you became an owner in the MFL.
Well, I've been in broadcasting more than 27 years. I was the sports director at WFO Radio for 26 years. And I started another program at 105.5 The Beat out of Rochester, New York. I've been there for a year, and I've written for the Buffalo Criterion newspaper, the oldest African-American weekly in Western New York for the last 26 years also. And I've covered 20 Super Bowls during my time frame, and I've covered the Buffalo Bills for 26 years. So my background has been more or less in broadcasting, but at the same time, I tried to study how they did things, how they were always on time. If they said press conference started at 3:00, that's when it was. That's the way the NFL operates. When they say shuttle buses are leaving at 2:00, that's what time they're leaving. And I used that when this opportunity arose after I met Dr. Richard Myles Sr. We need to clarify that. He's now Dr. Richard Myles Sr. When I met him and this opportunity arose, I said to myself that I need to try to follow that particular blueprint that I'm seeing not only from the NFL, but from the MFL. And I've tried to use that blueprint during the pandemic crisis to try to reach out to as many people, even if it meant writing 300 to 400 letters, which I've done. I sent you pictures of those that I've
Absolutely.
written. And you have to put the work in. I think we owe it not only to ourselves, but we owe it to Richard Myles Sr., who's given us this opportunity, along with the MFL, to do our best work.
And Pat had so many. I mean, he got the
and our best work. I think.
And Pat got so many politicians and stuff behind him, and I mean, he's really stable in the community in terms of business, and everybody know him. And my hat's off to you, Pat. And and I said the MFL is the laboratory of change, and what I mean by that. We almost a carbon copy of the NFL. We're more up to date in terms of the change. We have GM positions open. We have head coaching jobs available. We have ownership because, like I say, we want to make sure. I want to bring former players from the field to the front office, and I've been preaching that ever since you know me, Pat. And Reggie, you hear me talk about that all the time. And along with Thirston, I always yell out and try to yell out to former players. This is our opportunity to own a professional franchise. Now we're talking about economic development. We have a lot of things in place. Look what Reggie's doing with the apparel. We have our own apparel as well, the MFL. But think about one place where we can go and get all the apparel for all the MFL franchises, So I say that's big, Pat, So, and we want to give players opportunity. It's beyond the field, It's not just football. We have opportunity if you want to be a sports agent, marketing and PR, broadcast journalists, trainers. We have all of those positions available, internship. And I want to take it to Mr. Thirston Hall, I mean, and what you're doing up there. And I mean, this young man, interviewing this young man, because we wasn't going to even think about Texas, as you know, Pat. But after talking to this young man, he really changed my mind, Pat. And I said, well, let me look at this thing. And this guy really brought to the table all the things that he said he was going to do. Go ahead and expand on that a little bit, Thirston.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mark. Well, there are so many places that I get to go to. You visit so many places around Texas. You meet folks, and there are good people out there. You listen to their stories, how they wish they had a second chance, and then you start thinking, you say, well, by the grace of God, one day you start looking for something, and all of a sudden you run into a program, and you see this, and you meet someone, and it's like everything changes. Now you can bring that change to all those who actually wanted a second chance. The MFL is a second chance. Like you said, it's bringing players from the field to the front office. We all know that being a young black man today is really hard trying to get a foothold on something like this. But that's why you have the MFL. There is hope. This is radical change. And I've met people from Oklahoma, people down in Arkansas, Tennessee, all those places that you have people that you have connections. And now you say, you know what, they want to be a part of this. So to me, this is going to grow, and it's going to keep growing because people see now this is about change. It's about bringing folks together to make something even better. And right now, I have friends calling me from last night to Tennessee. Even when I'm at work, my phone is still about things that they want to help be a part of. So this is something that I can look back on and say, you know what? This is where it started right here in Texas. We was given an opportunity, and guess what? It changed things, and it's getting better. And the help of the MFL and Mr. Myers, and this is something that I think his vision is something that's great. And the things that we have done so far is putting together our program down here. It's starting to take shape. You have a lot of good people that we're interviewing, and those people, they know that this is the opportunity to have something great in their life, be a part of something. This is history in the making.
And and Reggie, as you know, Reggie, you've been in business for a long time, Reggie. Being a former player in the National Football League, this is great. Where you know that now you have another, other than the NFL and all the other different pro leagues getting apparel from you. Now you have the MFL talking to you as well. I think that speaks volume for what you're doing and what the MFL is doing as a whole. Can you hear us, Reggie?
Yes. Again, my technology is kind of giving me grief right now, so you might not be able to see me very well, and I couldn't hear you guys well. But I am definitely excited about what you guys are doing. You're adding a tremendous amount of value to our community. You're creating, again, you guys are role models for what our kids need to be doing and need to be seeing. And I just commend you guys because, again, you're offering opportunities for people to learn and to do business on multiple levels with you guys. And to learn that we can own our own businesses. We should own our own businesses in our communities. We should be leveraging our talent to the best of our ability so that we receive economic benefit from it. It's about economic justice. More than any other justice, we want to be able to have the power of the dollar. We have, as you said yesterday, we spend trillions of dollars in this economy. The African American community is bigger than many countries around the world, and we need to leverage the power of a dollar or whatever form of currency you're using to impact us in a positive way. So again, guys, we're in a space and opportunities are here. The pandemic is real. There are people dying every day, but there are also people making a boatload of money. And we want to be on that train where the money is flowing, and we want to make sure that we flow it past each other and that we do business with each other. So however I can be of value, again, that's playerscongress.com. And you can reach me personally at reginaldgrant.com. And again, I have other business interests besides the Players Congress. We do pitch type events where we're looking for tech companies and other kind of companies and help empower them. Work with a company out of Florida, Harmony's Brew, working with a young man in your area, Washington, D.C. He'd be a great guest to come on, which is eBless, which is a mobile app. It's like Cash App, except you can get video chats and all that stuff with your cash payment or transfer. So there are some. There's another young man we're working with out of San Francisco, New York. Michael McNair. Simpa is a health application that actually will help you live longer and be healthier. and that's SEMPA. So there's some great opportunities out there, and we are always doing things. We just don't get highlighted.
Absolutely. And also, I want to say the MFL, when I say the laboratory change, we mean it. We're talking about players, and I say this all the time. It's not that you're not good enough to play in the NFL. It's not enough room. Everybody have a minor league system but the NFL. But they don't need it now because the MFL is here. We've been here for 25 years. We celebrate now 25th year anniversary, and we'll do something special when the GMs come here and sign their contract. Pat, you got so many high-profile people on your staff. You know, Pat, I can say this to you, Pat. You don't get no overtime because you're the owner now, so you don't get paid for overtime. That's all on you because you're working so hard and you're putting that organization together. And every time you turn around, you look on there, Pat always posted something. Would you give us a little a synopsis of some of these people that you brought on to your staff, Pat?
Well, most of the people are people that I do business with anyway. And what I'm doing is incorporating them right into, our operation with the Rochester Chargers. So my legal advisors, these are my attorneys. My accountant, this is my accountant. So we're bringing them all in to perform this service. And that's what people need to realize is that the MFL is an economic stimulator. We are bringing more business to the table to people that live in these communities. And the places that we play, we're going to bring jobs, we're going to bring opportunities. This is what we're doing. So everybody that I'm bringing in the organization, we know each other. They're going to play a role in what we're going to do. A lot of them, their role is only on game day. As you know, game day is an important operation. And I've spoken to the GM in Texas and Coach Knight about that before. We have to be on our job. And when I put together a game day draft, I presented it to Dr. Myles, and Dr. Myles said, "Look good." I said, "Well, I hope I haven't missed anything because, you want to try to cover all your bases so that day comes, everything runs smoothly. And if it doesn't run smoothly, you're the only one that knows that." So those are the things that we're trying to do, and we're trying to put together an organization that emulates the organization that we joined with the MFL when we received this opportunity. And that's what we're trying to do.
And I know, Thirston, I know you putting yours together, and I told you, take your time, do your interviewing, because a lot of people gonna run to you, Pat, they'll run to you and think that they get a pass because they know you. You want the best quality coaches, and remember these guys, man. This is a great opportunity for these young men, and these young men looking forward to this. But we also want them to understand it's a lot comes along with being a part of the MFL. We want 100 hours of community service for our programs, along with our dance team members. We want to do business with people that do business with us. As Pat said, and I've been telling Pat all the time, if they don't want to do business with us, we're not going to do business with you. It's just simple as that. And I tell people all the time, well, you give your dollar to who you give your power to. And, we're talking about we're the biggest consumers in America. We have nothing to show for it. So we want to put a stop to that. We also want people to understand we talk about generational wealth, generational wealth. We're not just talking about, we're not just there playing football game and that's it. We want to be a fixture in the community. We have programs working with at-risk youth that we're going to implement. We want to be a part of the community. We're going to be out there, talking to people, being a part. We're going to implement programs inside of the community that they see. We're not just a fly-by-night. And I purposely work hard to make sure that the MFL is still here. Yes, we outlasted the Lions football team. We still here. The XFL came back, they had 20 years to get it right. We still here. So if we just want people to take a look at what the MFL doing, and we tell everybody we want you to experience the MFL. That's all we want to do. That's all we want you to do. And I tell people all the time, documentation be conversation. just go take a look at what we're doing and be judging for yourself. And I want people to know that Thirston is doing a great job. He showed me some great stadiums up there. And I know Texas is big up there. We also give him a counterpart up there because, Leslie Cuomo, he's in Houston. So we have a GM there. The Rams is in Houston, Texas. So, we there and we doing stuff. And let me because I know I know you have a lot you want to go in and say, but yes, come on and fill us in, Thurston, to all the things that you're doing.
Most of the things that we've got done is bringing in the right people. I've been a part of this. We have a different ethnic group. It's just not, we have blacks or whites, whatnot. It's a lot of people that we're still interviewing, so that's a good thing. And going to a place like, say, where our stadium is going to be, is at, like Tyler, Texas. Everybody knows Tyler is a really good place. It's growing. The opportunities there is skyrocketing. So to be there to bring change, to bring jobs there, it's awesome. And to actually say that, okay, if we can get this thing together and taking our time, then it's going to be even more profitable for everyone. Just being a part of something like this is great. Knowing that I'm going to be a part of history, I couldn't be more happier. And just knowing that my goal is, and I hate to say it, Pat, but we're taking a page out of your book. We're trying to get this thing done so we can own it, getting everything together, our bag drops and everything. So, yes, sir, I'm going to be taking some ideas from you there, Pat, so if you don't mind.
No.
But the main goal is to own the franchise. And that's our next goal right now, to shoot for that. And that's going to happen pretty soon. So we're working on that as we speak. So that's coming. And that's a good thing. You have a lot of good people who want to invest, people who actually already talk about being a partner. And I don't mind that, just as long as they have the same mindset that we have to understand what this is and what it's for, and that we get out there in the community, get a part of something to reach the outreach program, the father's rights program, not just father's rights, but just women's rights. To get out there to spread the word that hey, the opportunity is here. All you gotta do is come on board and take a leap of faith, because the opportunity is here. We're reaching out to a lot of people. Just since I've done this, I've had a chance to meet so many different people from different towns that I've run into. And this, I've seen you on Facebook, I've seen you on YouTube. Hey, what you got going on? I'm gonna tell you what. I said, once you go to the website, call it MFL Experience it, check it out, see what we got going on. I guarantee you'll see. This has been going on for 25 years plus. So this ain't something that started yesterday. This is something they can see. They can see the evidence of this. And this is the change that's coming. So yes, this is something that we've been studying, hacking on, making sure that people can experience this. So I'm looking really forward to just letting this grow. So we've touched people here. We've talked to folks there. So this is something every day that you're going to get phone calls. You're going to get people leave messages saying, hey, I want to come. I want to talk to you. I want to see what I can do to help. So I haven't really announced some of the people that we have a part of just yet in this group, in our team, the Texas Cardinals. Oh, yeah, Mr. Pat. Them Texas Cardinals, hey, we here. We coming. We coming. But just know that pretty soon, when we get everything said and done, we own this team. I plan on hosting us a radio up at the end of the season.
Well, that's good. At least John Street ain't got to worry about y'all saying y'all want to beat up on the Chiefs. So that's good. Let y'all fight amongst each other. That's
we're gonna beat up on them too.
See, y'all want to beat
coming
up on
for the Chiefs,
but
coming for the champs. You didn't think we weren't coming for the Chiefs? We're just not gonna beat up on each other.
Well,
we're coming for the Chiefs too.
Yeah, but what's the significance of this, gentlemen? And I tell people all the time, make no mistakes, we're not the Negro leagues. This is the minor football league. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we don't want people to think that this is a league for black people. No, it's not. It's just black owners here. And that's just a rarity that some people might find a little strange, but we want all nationalities to try out for the teams, and we're gonna sign the best players. Like I say, we are excited about, as you know, we always have people from Africa, because we are taking 16 franchise over in Africa, and they're excited about that. And we try to get everybody on, but every week, that's why I bring y'all GMs in. Reggie, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Reggie, what does it mean? You know, if y'all noticed something, we was talking about the draft. It was a lot of Africans taken in that first round in the draft. Y'all noticed that?
The world is changed. We are all connected, and talent will come to the forefront.
Absolutely. And I tell people all the time, you know, and not beating a dead horse, Pat has been doing a tremendous job up there. And we don't want to forget, and not that we're saying forgetting our other GMs, Paul Knight down in Florida with the Florida Bears. I mean, he's doing a great job. You know, we got down in South Carolina, our Outlaws, and Belgian and the Orleans in North Carolina. You know, and then we, as y'all know, we did have Mr. Alawali on for the Maryland coach. So I mean, we have a lot of teams up in New Jersey. We have the Raiders up there, and Lou Johnson will be doing a great job. So I mean, we're excited, and we ain't gonna forget about Michigan, the Michigan Steelers. Eric up there doing a great job. So I mean, our teams are all over. The franchises is all over, and we're trying to make sure that people understand. And we're definitely not going to forget y'all, Georgia. We have the Georgia Warriors down there. They don't want to get. Also in Arkansas, we got the 49ers. Tennessee, we got the Patriots. So, and up in New Mexico, well, of course, we have the Saints, and we are talking to a GM now for Oklahoma Cowboys. So we're excited about that. And Louisiana, Packers. So I mean, we're excited about the MFL, and we're excited about the fact that we're bringing economic development. You know, that's why I'm more really geared and talking about, Pat, is the economic development of it all. And I mean, you have a nice place up there, along with we know everything big out in Texas. I think that the things that Pat doing is really kind of unique, because the fact that Rochester was perfect.
Yeah, Rochester is a perfect place for the MFL, and convincing all of their elected officials of this has been somewhat a challenge, because we haven't had a season as of yet. But I think once they see the impact of what the MFL brings to the table, it is going to be a very different atmosphere from the elected officials. Now, from the citizenry, we've had a tremendous amount of outpouring of support. A lot of people want to participate in the team and the dance team. And I think we're going to have a tremendous impact with the team throughout the entire region. And I think that first year is going to prove to everybody, hey, the MFL is here. It's time for everybody to experience it, because we're bringing a superior product, not only to the field, but we're going to bring a superior product to the community. We have a vision for the area in which we're playing to make the region better. And I think in implementing that, they're going to see that the minor football league is a tremendous addition to any municipality that could have a team in their region.
And Reggie, when I was out there, when I visited you, we were doing that feasibility study out there in California. California was a place we had our eyes on, and we were looking at it. I thought that would be a great opportunity out there. And after meeting, after I had an opportunity to talk with Reginald Grant, he's doing some great things out there, and some of the other former players that with the organization that he worked with. I believe in keeping the dollars with our people, and that's something that I always said. And Pat been pushing it along with everybody. what more can we do, Reggie, to get you to help push the initiative of the MFL?
Well, again, you guys are doing a tremendous job in terms of the longevity of organizations, the foundation you built. Just like John Lewis passed away, John Lewis was one of those persons was a inspiration to others to allow them to be empowered to go out and make a difference. And you guys are making a difference just by doing what you do every day. And it's about having conversations with each other, right? And I talk to CEOs around the country. I coach CEOs on how to better manage their business and grow their business. Whatever value I can add personally, or the organization, the retired NFL players, Congress can add, we definitely want to get on board and see how we can add value to what you're doing and help you grow and help you build that infrastructure. And also, again, as you just said, it's about doing business with each other, right? We have a propensity to not do that, and we need to get past that. There are good people, regardless of where they come from and what ethnic background they are. And we just need to find the quality people and do business with quality people and do quality business. You guys are a fantastic opportunity for somebody to get involved. And I do agree with you that the California region would support a team or two out here. With 39 million people, it's a lot of bodies, and they're always looking for new opportunities. And we need to revisit how we can add value and help you to grow in this region and nationally as well, where you're already positioned to go internationally. So yes, whatever value we can add, definitely want to continue to have that conversation, see maybe how I can help you to find some more owners or find some more investors to get involved in the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and always appreciate Reggie. We kid with each other all the time, but yeah, we the MFL, we want ownership. We're offering ownership here. We have franchise. We still have 5 franchise available, and we like to. We want those in people of color hands. If and I'll go out on a limb and say that because we are never had anything to pass down generational wealth, and that's the key to this. I want everybody to understand it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not no Ponzi, whatever. This is something tangible, something you can see. And I always say, Pat, people lie, numbers don't. You know what I mean? Numbers don't lie, right, Pat?
Yes, sir.
So getting the opportunity to own one.
That's right.
Now we can pass it down to our kids, because I got 13 grandkids, so we kind of leave them something. And Thirston, out there with your son is in college now. I mean, and I met the young man, quite a young man, very a gentleman, well-mannered. You could tell from dealing with you. But I know he's very excited about this. About you, GM of that franchise out there, huh?
Yes, sir. He could be more happier. Every day when his friends call me or hit me up on Facebook or something like that, and then they'll ask me, Mr. Hall, Melissa told me. Man, I'm so excited about this. So if everything, if I don't make it to the league, I'm coming with you guys. I just got to try. Well, whoa. You guys calm down. Slow it down. So I'm glad you guys are happy. I'm glad he told you. So my son, he got the big head now a little bit.
No, he's just excited about what his father doing, and I think we generally don't get the credit we deserve when our kids say, "My dad doing this." We always hear negative stuff about us, but now when you have our kids can say, "Okay, I both." Well, my father, the GM of the MFL franchise out here, the Cardinals. That's something to boast about. When you say that.
Yes, sir. It's definitely something to boast about, something to be proud of. And it's a great thing. The league was started by people that look like us, and that is important. And it gives a pathway to ownership, something other leagues do not do. The MFL is here to stay, and it is giving us an opportunity that I don't think I would have gotten without the minor football league.
And and I would be remiss if I don't take a few minutes to talk about this. And you went to a historical black college, Pat. I think we need to kudos off to some of the black conferences decide not to play, and I was excited about that and happy for them. I know, and also the Patriot League, Virginia State, that conference in there, and the SWAC. I think they canceled theirs too, right, Pat? If I'm not mistaken.
The MEAC and the CIAA and the Ivy League have all canceled. Big 12 has said they're only going to play Big 12 games. Eventually, they're probably going to cancel. So I think you're going to see more and more leagues recognize the best thing to do is what the MFL did before everybody else, is to cancel their league and take the advice of qualified health officials before we go back to work.
And while we had this panel, Reggie, do you think that was the best thing to do?
Of course it is. Safety first. You want to live to fight another day. This pandemic is real. I was at a tech company this last week that has some technologies. One of the approved companies is doing feasibility studies for this, for the medication to fight the disease, as well as to whatever they call it. Not a disease, but it's a pathogen or whatever the technical word is, right? To fight this stuff, and also to help people to be prevented a vaccine. So they're in clinical trials for this stuff. There are major things happening behind the scenes always. And even with that, there's money that's changing hands. But I think it was a smart move, a significant move, a brilliant move, to say the least, to actually step out in front of this thing and say, we're not going to have it this year. By next year, we'll be in a different kind of space. They'll have some things that they can distribute so that we can put a slowdown or a stop to this health threat, and then we can go back to different way of living. We're in a new normal. They will never go back to the way it was. They never go back to the way it was. It's just like once they kicked off segregation, we were on a path to be able to have opportunities that were not afforded to us before. And again, it's about economic empowerment. This league offers people the opportunity to be in an ownership position. As you said, they offer people the opportunity to generate generational wealth so that your kids aren't worried about how they're going to eat next week, but they're worried about how they're going to make a positive impact. This morning, I had the opportunity to go down, and there were 2,500 people, families, that actually got food baskets. And that was put on by the Los Angeles Sentinel, the largest black newspaper here in the region, as well as Rainbow Push. Their director, Dr. Joseph Bryan, flew in from San Francisco area, him and his daughter, Joy. And, I would work with some companies. We were able to provide some safety equipment, some face masks, some sanitizer, those kinds of things. But more importantly, the people got fed, about 2,500 families. And it's just about making an impact in the community, just as your company does. You make a positive impact on the lives of the people in the communities that you're in. And that's important. And I'm Reginald Grant, and I work with the Retired NFL Players Congress, and that's playerscongress.com. You can find me at reginaldgrant.com.
And also, Pat, hats off to you for being one of the sponsors. I knew y'all was doing something similar there in Rochester, the hand sanitizers and the face masks. I want to say to you, congratulations for that, and being a part of that, Pat.
Yes, sir. We're trying to be a part of the community. And, when that opportunity arose, we took advantage of it. And it gives the team an opportunity to be seen participating in vital things that help the health of our community, giving away masks, giving away gloves. Also, we were doing voter registration, the census. So these were things that we were doing right in the heart of the community today, and it gave the team an opportunity to be on their flyer and to get recognized as one of the sponsors.
Right, and to get back to what we was talking about, I mean, Mr. Thurston Hall, having a son playing in college, I know you have to be kind of nervous. You want to know, are they going to go? Will they go? I mean, give us some of your thoughts on, this whole situation, being that you have a son that's playing college ball.
Well, I spoken with him and one of his coaches just a few days ago, and they was talking about it's a possibility they're not going to have a season, and he was saying he thinks that it would be best they don't, because there are so many other schools that they play against that you have people, and it's one of those things when it's a pandemic, you have to don't, and it's always prepare yourself to be aware. It's always like you said, safety first. So the coach, like, I just want to make sure there's a possibility that we're not going to have a season. Yeah, your son, he's a little upset about it, but he understands. He's helping us kind of spread the word to the team. That we may not have a season this year. He said, but right now it's up there. It's like you always want to put it on somebody else's hands, because when we decide to say, okay, we don't want to have a season, and then you have someone that's over them saying, hey, you know what? I understand you guys don't want to have safety first, but they're looking at it as a money standpoint. You can't look at it as a money standpoint. You got to look at it as a safety standpoint. And that's where they're at right now. They just want to make sure all the kids are being safe, all the athletes are being safe. So right now, they're not even letting the kids come back to school as of right now. Most of the colleges that he's around and he's had a chance to actually play against, that he spoke to, those schools are letting their athletes come up on campus to get a little workout for like this. They're not actually come on the campus right now, which that's a good thing, because they're still trying to work on get this pandemic under control. That's a good thing. I believe that their goal is for not having a season, or worse, not just having one. And that goes without saying. We all see what this is doing. This is we have a spike and then it goes down. But now this is like one of the biggest spikes we've had in a while, because people are actually being safe. So we need to be safe. We need to understand what this is. Get it so we can get back to our way of living. And to do that, we all have to do our part. And the schools are doing that. And I'm proud of them.
Yeah, and I'd say kudos to the schools that did cancel their fall sports programs and stuff. Hopefully, the rest of them will follow suit. I know the Power 5 conference is not going to do it. Pat, I mean, it's too much money involved. But I just don't think it's worth those young men's lives, Pat, for them to do that. And I'm not one to tell somebody what to do with their league, because I'm just saying that it's the right thing to do. And, I know some of these young men, like your son, they was looking forward to this season, because the next thing for them is Sunday morning, Sunday at 1 o'clock. So I know, but sometimes I tell people all the time, things happen for a reason. Pat, gentlemen, I think things happen for a reason.
Absolutely.
And when things happen, they're telling us that maybe we need to reevaluate what we're doing and sit back and take a look at things. I did not have any problem with canceling the MFL 2020 season, because I saw this thing as not being under control. There was too many iffies about it in terms of what the government was really telling us. So I just didn't feel like my staff, MFL staff, and owners and players, and we just didn't feel that it was worth it to get, because if one person gets sick, then that's not good for us. And like I say, this is something hopefully we'll get over, because I tell people all the time, we're not in charge, God's in charge. And I want people to understand the significance of this thing. You have people out there with no masks on. I'm quite sure y'all seen it. They're going all over the different, I know it's summertime, but then they passing it on to other people. And then people getting so bold, they don't feel like they should wear a mask, which is the stupidest thing I'll ever, think of. Why should you wear it? You know what's going on out here. But for some reason or another, gentlemen, they think that this thing is going to blow over, and they don't understand how dangerous this is unless it's somebody close to them that died from it. Then they ready to point fingers and accuse everybody, and you really can't do that. And I just feel like we need to really take our time and look at this thing right and understand that this is not a game. I want people to be safe out there. I want to be able to see people next year when the Chiefs win the championship. I'm sorry.
No. Chiefs.
When the season get going, you know.
Not winning.
You're getting some stuff started now.
Hey, why don't you stop, Reggie?
You know,
in there. People might have thought I said that, you know. But
yeah,
gentlemen, I know
the Chiefs got a big bullseye on them, buddy. Big bullseye, and it starts with you.
That was Reggie.
You are the chief of the league, and the Chiefs are there. We're after all you.
You know what? You know, Reggie put that in there. You know, he keeps saying something wrong with this technical stuff, and he say little things people thought I said. Trying to get in there, but gentlemen, you know, we got a few more minutes. I want to get from each one of y'all, how can MFL Nation get in contact with you guys? Starting with you, Thirston.
They can they got several ways, Ms. Myles. They can get a hold to me. They can get a hold to me through my Facebook, Thirston Hall on Facebook. You can hit me up at my phone number. My phone number is 903-203-2616. You're available after 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I'm usually not available because I have so much things I do out in the community for us. Like I get out and help other people do other things. For us, like trying to help them like get little jobs, odd jobs, like what we do, like we do a lot of yard work, stuff like that around town. For the people that actually can't afford it, so we kind of go out and help them get that done, so they won't have to get out there and worry about it. But a lot of times, you know, when it's hot like this, up here in Texas, right, it's 103 degrees up here. I mean, we're hot, man. This is heat. You know, this is a heat wave. So we just want to make sure that you're able to give those people a chance to stay in the air, so the other people get out there help them that's a little bit younger that can stand this heat and get the yards back for them. So they got to worry about different rodents, rats, you know, snakes, stuff like that. We want everybody to be safe and stuff like that. We know that there's a pandemic is out there. We want everybody falling out because of wearing their masks out there in this kind of heat. We want them to stay inside. So that's always a plus, stuff like that. And like I said, the main thing is if they want to get a hold of me, just hit me up through my website for the Texas Cardinals. It's right there on Facebook. You can always go to that and go to my Facebook page. Those are the best ways to get a hold of me. Pretty soon we'll have some numbers on that website, so that'll be another way them stay in contact with them. They can hit me up through my email too. It's at thirstonhall@gmail.com. Deshaun 8309 @gmail.com. Deshaun 8309 @gmail.com. Those are some of the best ways that they can get a hold of me. And I hope I hear from them. Like I say, this thing is blowing up. This is something that's going to be bringing change. The MFL is always about change, and this is going to have so many communities out that's been a part of this. I'm excited. I know Mr. Pat's excited. I know the other GMs that I've spoken to up in Oklahoma. He's new. I've been knowing him. He's excited. Say what, this thing is blowing up. We're so happy to be a part of this. And right now, they're looking forward to getting hold of those Chiefs right now.
How can we get in contact with you, Pat?
The Chiefs, that they don't even have to look for me because I'm coming for them first. That's going to be my first game. You assured me of that. So they can reach me at Rochester Chargers MFL, and we're having a great time with this. That's the best way to contact me. I get an immediate notification on my phone. My number is on there if you need to speak to me, but we're having a great time in the MFL, and I challenge all the general managers. Let's get it done. Let's have some fun. It's showtime every morning. Isn't that right, Brother Thirston? Showtime. Do your work. Yes, sir.
Reggie, you got back on now that you made that statement. People thought it was me. Give it one more time, Reggie, how they can get in contact with you, sir.
Again, I work with Retired NFL Players Congress. We are at Players, PLAYERS, Congress, CONGRESS.com. I am Reginald Grant. You can reach me at reginaldgrant.com. And again, my pleasure and honor to be on with you, gentlemen. We are making a positive impact on the community, on the lives of people. And it's always about economic empowerment. making that bet on yourself so that you can be self-sufficient and not dependent upon anybody else, right? That gives you peace of mind and quality of life. And we all need quality of life. Richard, thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, and you can also get in contact with us. Our website is mflishere.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You can contact us. We do a live show. As you see, we did a special edition today. We do our live show on Wednesdays from 5 to 6 and Fridays from 5 to 6 and Saturday mornings inside the MFL. Our radio come on DC Radio at 11 o'clock. But I want to tell you, gentlemen, that it was an honor to have you guys on here. I'm glad to have you guys a part of this. And as you know, tell our audience that we always bring different GMs on and everything. We're going to drag Reggie back on so he see the rest of the GM. So when he go back to that big office, that big old complex he got, he can tell the rest of them Hall of Famers that, yeah, Myles, gotta give him a deal because we ready to put in order for a lot of stuff because we do have our own apparel. I'm sorry, but I want to say to my GMs and Pat, congratulations again, being one of the owners of the MFL franchise, and it's big, and we want to reach out to everybody, former players, and I just want to call them out, man. This is your opportunity to own a professional franchise. This is not something you throwing your money and it's going to be gone. We've been around for 25 years and we're still here. So that goes to show you that longevity. And I always say documentation through conversation. And it's a hot day out there. Matter of fact, gentlemen, Reggie, I saw the Greyhound bus and the dog was inside, Pat. It's that hot here in D.C. I'll get off the side of the bus and say, heck with it. Let me in there. Give me a drink of water. But I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. You guys be safe out there in Texas and down in Rochester and out there in California. I want to thank y'all for coming on. You have been watching another edition of Inside the MFL. I'm your host, Richard Myles Sr. I'll see you next week. Thank you, gentlemen.